really a horror film guy.
What?
Well, that's absolutely fine because I feel like you've been part of one of the most iconic horror comedies of the modern day. So that's cool with us.
It's not really a horror film. It's more of a comedy than a horror film.
Oh,
I guess I like the last time I saw a horror film in the cinema was The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Ooh, and that's a good one.
Which had this amazing performance by young women. And I remember totally freaked. I think I might have been. I think I might have smoked something and was pretty freaked. But also, I was brought up by the church, so the demonic horror films are always going to touch a nerve. But recently, I was talking to a friend who was asking me if I liked horror films, and I said not really. But if I was to like one, it was The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and she laughed and said, my dental theologist. Those films just make me laugh. And I went, so what about you? What sort of films? She's from New Jersey, New Jersey State. And I went, what sort of films do you like? And she went, I think the scariest thing I can think of is probably being probed by aliens. And I laughed at that because to me that's quite funny. Unless you're going to make a comedy where you include alien probe, alien art probe.
No, that's brilliant. So yeah, The Exorcism of Emily Rose is
so that's what I got.
That's a good movie to like.
Yeah, that's actually a really good movie. It was pretty scary when it came out. I remember the whole scene where she's she's in her demonic state and she's yelling out all the beasts that are within her. That shit was terrifying.
Yeah. Imagine trying to do that. And the director going, yeah, I'm not really buying it. Just go further.
Of course. Like, can you imagine that?
This is amazing.
You did a great job.
But yeah, everyone, welcome to Hellhounds of Horror. We're joined today by Jonny Brugh, who's everyone knows as part of What We Do in the Shadows, who plays Deacon, the very sexy vampire.
Thank you, sir. My last name is pronounced Brugh.
Is it Brugh? We were talking about that. We were talking about that.
I thought it. For a long time I thought it was Scottish, but not. It's Dutch.
Dutch? Oh, nice.
Yeah, Von Brugh.
Oh, there we go. Well, my apologies. Yeah. Rough. Nice. Okay, well, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you very much for joining us. I know, you're going to be in Denver for a convention coming up soon this weekend. Do you want to first talk about the convention you're going to be?
I'm going to be at the pop culture convention at the Denver Convention Center, and I'm going to do a panel as Deacon the Vampire. I love doing panels because Deacon is a little bit like an alter ego where Deacon can kind of say what he likes, really. And as a Kiwi, I can't do that.
Okay.
Kiwi's very, very politically correct. So as a comedian, I struggle with political correctness and seeing how far one can go. But as Deacon, in character, you can say whatever you want because there's a kind of excuse that characters, when you're in character being awful, you're highlighting the traits of awful people. You're not necessarily being awful, as it were, but you're still going to be responsible. Right. You can't offend your audience, and you've got to be charming.
Of course.
So it's a bit of a tightrope, I guess. So I'll be doing that. And that panel's on Saturday. I think it's at 1. It might be at 3. I need to look it up.
Brilliant. That's going to be an event.
Oh yeah.
There's an awesome audience at Denver. There's this big audience of fans, and last year there was about 800 people, maybe 600 people, and it was just so great. I was so into it. And I got one of the helpers to use my phone and video it. So I got footage of it. And at the end of the panel, I do an erotic dance because if you know what we do in the shadows and you know Deacon, you know that he is passionate about erotic dance
Exactly.
and another elitist performance art forms. And he will do an erotic dance class for the audience, and then he's going to prove that he can levitate. He's going to levitate. There'll be no strings. When I say that, people go quiet. They go, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh man, that's going to be incredible.
I can't say any more. I'd love to, so you go awesome, but I can't. Otherwise, I'll give it away.
Of course.
You know how it is.
Anyone that's in the Denver area, go and check out Denver Pop Culture Con and see Deacon doing a Q&A. Fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, so we were talking about horror films just before we went live. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was telling you guys a story about. I'm not really a big horror fan, but I did see The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and I liked it because I was brought up by the church.
Right.
And so I found, when it comes to religion, I think horror films touch a nerve, and they did with me. One did with me because I was brought up by the church. And even though I satirize all of that, I did touch a nerve, and it was quite scary.
So do you feel like do you feel like horror movies that revolve around religion are more, I guess, terrifying? Would you say?
For me,
yeah.
Well, I don't find aliens terrifying. I think aliens are like I appreciate that the universe is filled with life, and that we came from somewhere, or we evolved here, but the building blocks of life came. Well, we're here in the middle of the universe, so the concept of aliens is things that didn't come from Earth, and I don't find that scary at all. But my friend in New Jersey finds that the scariest thing. So I think in terms of, if I was going to pick things that in horror films that I find scary, probably demons. Recently, not recently, but a couple of years ago, I had. Do you guys ever have these dreams where, you guys ever have horror dreams?
Like sleep paralysis?
Well, that's one. That's whatever's scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely have horror dreams.
Oh, for sure.
So, what kind of horror dreams do you guys have?
John, you go first. What kind of horror dreams have you had lately?
Well, me personally, I've had sleep paralysis where I've been in bed and I can see the shadowy figure at the end of the bed, and I feel like I'm awake. My body is just numb, and I can't move, and it just keeps getting closer and closer to the point where it's on top of me, and I'm being held down. I've had dreams like that before.
Yeah, I've had a few like that. What about the other guys?
Yeah, David, what have you had?
So I'll tell you two different ones. So a dream and reality. So dream, I watched Insidious when it first came out, right? So that demon that's inside of Insidious, I had a dream where he was just sitting in the corner in the dark. He would come out just a little bit to where you saw the red and the black face, and then he went away. And then it was scary because you woke up thinking that he's still there in the room in the corner when it's that dark. And then the other one, when I was a kid, I lived in my dad's side of the family house where I experienced like hauntings because we lived next to that old cemetery. So there was the one night where I'm asleep and you can feel somebody tugging on the sheets at your feet, and where you can actually feel the blanket move and somebody's tugging on it. And it became to the point when I was a kid where it was almost common enough to where you would just yell at him like, leave me the fuck alone, and it would just kind of go away. But yeah.
So I am absolutely terrified of caterpillars. So I had a dream that
of caterpillars,
yeah, because I think it's the texture, the fuzzy, it's the fuzzy legs. So there was this guy. I was at an ice cream parlor, and he was wearing a full green caterpillar costume chasing me, and I literally was terrified out of my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an experience where it was Halloween, and in New Zealand you don't see many people dressing up, and we were all driving. My friends and I were very high. We're driving on the road, and we slowed down, and there was this gang of nuns and zombies. They were all teenagers, and they climbed all over the car while a nun with a bloodied face stood in front of the car with her arms crossed. And it was so scary, but hysterical and fantastic, and fond memory of Halloween movie.
That's
They
incredible.
just stopped all the cars and climbed all over the cars, and they did it to us.
Oh wow, that is terrifying.
Jesus Christ.
I would have been scared.
Me too. There was an epidemic where people were dressing up as clowns. I don't know if you remember this from a few years ago, and they were dressing up as clowns, and they were just like walking through neighborhoods with like balloons or like bloody baseball bats, and they would just walk around neighborhoods, and people were getting them on film, and it just started this epidemic where they were just everywhere, and then the police were getting involved because they were like, people thought they were getting stalked, and like they were following people home and stuff like that. That shit scared me as well.
That's culture, isn't it? That's people getting into it.
And then it was on the news.
That's some
Is there a law?
Yeah, that's some Jim
Is there a
Jones
law
shit right there.
like public loitering?
Yep.
You're right.
It looks like some Jim Jones phase.
What was another one? When the person in Miami, I think it was, when they took the drug bath salts,
Right.
and bit a guy's face off.
I have some bath salts in my tub.
There was a rumor that there was a zombie apocalypse going to happen. That was on the news. That was national news.
I got some bath salts in a bag, but it's actually for the bath. So.
Yeah, this was like the street name was called bath salts.
Oh, okay.
Like, worldwide news, zombie apocalypse, because this guy was just high as fuck and bit some guy's face off.
Man,
Yeah, that was news.
that was probably really uncomfortable.
I wonder if he thought his face was a burger. He was just so out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Lost his mind. I think I heard about that.
Does shit like that happen in New Zealand?
No. we just got a big alcohol problem in New Zealand. It's just a lot of drunk youth.
Yep.
You know,
It's like that in the
we've
UK
got,
as well.
we've got a problem with young male suicide. Got a high rate of suicide.
Oh man.
It's quite a poor country. So yeah, big problem there.
Oh yeah, there's a huge alcohol problem in the UK. So I don't live there anymore. I live in Canada now, but when I lived there, was a huge. I think it still is. There's a huge alcohol problem there, more than anything else, and there is a high suicide rate there as well. So there's a lot of parallels between, I think, the UK and places like New Zealand and Australia and stuff like that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Hey fellas, I've got to go. I've got some people who have taken me to dinner, and they're all sitting around. I think our mains have been served, and I'm starving.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'm sorry to have to leave you.
No problem at all.
All right. Hey, what a pleasure.
Yeah,
And,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And enjoy the convention.
Good talk.
See ya.
guys.
See ya.